got your classic textbook grade A pea spot. And this isn't the only one I have in my yard. I've got the one right here, got a couple over by the sidewalk, and a couple more scattered throughout the yard. And I wanna see if Revive can treat these today. That's the plan. And I've got 2 different Revive products, and I'll tell you why. Here we go. All right, so this begins a little bit of an experiment for me. I think most of us have heard of Revive before, and I see advertisements for it all the time. The local co-op pushes it, and you know, every time I'm at Home Depot I see it on the shelf, and decided, what the heck, just see what it does. I've never used it before, and this is a new learning experience for me. It's a new product for me to be using around here. And I noticed that they also carry a dog spot treatment product, and they make pretty bold claims on here. You know, the before and after on the label here is a pretty stark difference. You see the pea spots in the before shot, and then the after shot it's all green. And they say that you should see visible improvements within 14 days. So we're gonna use it, and we're gonna give them 14 days and see how it goes. Kind of interesting, I was just comparing the 2 products here, the dog spot and the regular Revive, and they both have similar ingredients. The only differences really are the regular Revive has iron in it, and the dog spot product has what they're calling pH stabilization agents and water, which I think it's kind of dumb that they put water in here, because you're putting water through here. So I hate paying for water, but I'm curious to see if this works. But basically you have wetting agents, surfactants. Like I said, this one has a little bit of iron, but other than that, they're pretty much the same thing. So I'm kind of curious, and the experiment today is gonna be using the actual labeled dog spot treatment product on one of these, and then using the regular Revive on the other as directed, and give it 14 days or so, and we'll see how it goes. Now normally what I'll do is, if I get pea spots in the yard, and I get several of them in the backyard, that's probably been one of the biggest things I've been dealing with so far. Normally what I'll do is I'll just rake them out. I'll rake out all of the dead grass best I can, and then I'll take some peat moss and fill in the area with peat moss, and that just kind of gives the grass something to grow into. And when it's not blazing hot outside, when it's not summertime, in the spring and the fall, I'll actually mix some grass seed in there too. And that's been working fine for me. Okay, so game plan for today, I'm gonna take the dog spot treatment Revive product. I'm gonna use it over here by the sidewalk on this bigger area with the 3 Mickey Mouse spots. And then I'm gonna use the regular Revive on the spot behind me that I showed you earlier. And then I've got one other little spot over here that I'm gonna use as a control. And it's just gonna get watered when the grass gets watered. That's gonna be it. So, with all that being said, let's see what happens. All right, that's it. Easy as that. So that one got treated with regular Revive, and then the one over here got treated with the actual Revive dog spot treatment. And then I've got the control just right here by the tree, this little guy right there. So we'll just let that sit, whatever, and I'll report back in 2 weeks. See you in a bit.
2 weeks later.
All right, we are 2 weeks later, 14 days to be exact, and let's see if my results look like the picture on the bottle. All right, so before I get into this, I just want to say that I have been mowing at least twice a week out here and watering normally, so watering twice a week out here as well. I did put fertilizer down the same day that I sprayed these spots with Revive. So keep that in mind too, because I think that plays a pretty big role into how we're doing here. All right, so let's start here on the edge of the grass with the Mickey Mouse shaped spots. Now, there is some improvement. It does look like the two smaller ones at the top have improved and gotten better. Overall, I think it's gotten better, but I don't know if I could really attribute the Revive to it, just because regular mowing, watering, it's pretty much done the same thing in other places. So it does look better, but I'm not sure that I can attribute it to Revive. Train. All right, this is the second spot. This is the one that was hit with regular Revive, and it looks about the same progress has been made here as in the spot up front by the curb. Again, just been mowing and watering and regular fertilizer 2 weeks ago. It is getting a little bit better, but I think it's getting better naturally. And I think that's the thing. It doesn't look like it's advertised on the label. And then just for the record, here is the control spot. This was obviously a smaller spot when we started, but it is filling in quite nicely, doing nothing else other than watering and mowing and getting fertilizer 2 weeks ago. Now, one last additional comparison that I have to offer you here. This spot right here was the spot that was treated with regular Revive, and this spot almost right next to it is a brand new spot that I found yesterday. So the problem continues. Maybe it's that one's fault, I don't know. So I think I'm gonna bring the motion activated sprinkler out here, set it up in this garden bed, and see what happens if we can't mitigate this a little bit, because it's getting a little out of hand. This is way more than normal, and I'm tired of it. Time to get on the offensive. So based on all of that, with all of that being said, would I recommend Revive as a strategy to fix pea spots in your yard? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't spend the $17 for that bottle to wait 2 weeks to fix a pea spot. What I would do, and what I typically do, is when I see a pea spot like that, I'll take a small curved tine rake, and I'll rake the area out really good, get as much of the dead material out as I can, and then I'll just let it go. And that gives the grass, especially Kentucky bluegrass, which is self-repairing, as you continue to mow it regularly and consistently, it's gonna fill in naturally on its own. And when the area that needs to fill in is clear of any debris or dead material, it's gonna fill in much faster. So that's gonna go ahead and do it. That's how I handle pea spots. Not Revive, just rake out, clear the material out, mow it as often as you can, it will fill in, especially if you have Kentucky bluegrass, and you'll be fine. So that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.